Alright, so finally I have the Vermisplicer. Now I was actually saving this for like the last weapon. Like I was actually saving this after Spore Laser anyway. But I actually ended up getting a ribbon for the Spore Laser, so I actually just did the build that quickly because I just kind of wanted to get that out. But I was kind of skeptical about this weapon, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really think it was gonna be that good. I thought it was gonna be like good enough, like it was gonna be like okay, and it's gonna be like a, it's gonna be a beam weapon. We have had like gaze, so I was kind of thinking it's kind of gonna be like a gaze weapon, but it's actually definitely a lot better than gaze. Or actually I would say that this is on par when it comes to like Spore Laser, like in terms of like crit and even damage, and just like the normal stuff. Like this is like, I would say, as good as the Spore Laser, if not better. If not better with the ribbon. That's the only thing that I don't have. I didn't get a ribbon for this. I was kind of waiting. I was waiting and waiting to get a Kitgun ribbon, and just did not get it from a sortie or anything. The Teshin did not even bring it in the Steel Path honor thingy, but I was just waiting for a ribbon, but I didn't really get it, so I was like, I don't want to wait too long, so yeah, I just decided to build it. So the parts that I actually decided to go for are the Vermisplicer, and then I actually put the Tremor Grip because like with the primary version of this thing, with like this infested grip, you don't really get anything like different. You just get like a little bit more damage with Tremor. I think like the infested grip, you can easily use the infested grip here, but I just decided to go for Tremor just because it just gives that little bit more damage. And I have the Splat Loader, which gives the max crit chance and also gives 43 mag. I think the magazine size doesn't really matter. You could use Killstream, you could use whatever. I just decided to go for a little bit bigger magazine, even though like I think Killstream gives you like a little bit more I think reload speed. Like the Killstream gives better reload speed, which is probably going to be what you're going to use anyway. And the build that I actually decided to go for is pretty straightforward, not that normal type of hybrid build. Now I actually have Amalgam Serration on mine, which I want to say does add like one more forma here. Like this can easily be a 3 forma build with another Wii that you actually put when you guild it. So the Wii that you put when you guild it and 3 more Wiis, and you'll be pretty much done with this. Split chamber heavy caliber, point strike, and then high voltage malignant force. Because it's a beam weapon, you gotta have a little bit status in there to kind of help it out, and it really works out with that. So the only problem with this weapon that I have is the fact that it does like really good damage in like single target. Like a single target damage is pretty good. Like I did it with like 135 heavy gunner, your normal heavy gunner 135 level, so that's like a little bit more bumped up than normal sortie level, and it just annihilated it. I mean, the crit chance and the crit damage alone just annihilates it, and this is like without a ribbon. Like imagine this with a ribbon would be just like insane. Like this with a ribbon would be insane. But the only place that it kind of fucks up is when it actually gets into this grouping. When there's a group of enemies together, for some reason when you aim at the head, the beam actually starts aiming at the chest automatically. Now in the simulacrum, it's kind of hard to it's like kind of hard to show, but I guess you could kind of see it a little bit, where like I'm trying to aim at the head, but it kind of goes back to the chest area, and what happens is you don't get that headshot crit multiplier where you can really do like a lot of damage, where the single target damage really is good. But that's the only I would say gripe I have with this thing, that it kind of auto aims to the chest when it comes to a group of enemies. And I've actually kind of have tested this, or not really tested this, but tried out in like normal missions where you don't really have that much grouping with enemies. Like you have a little bit of grouping, but not that much to a point where you're gonna have to do it. And the only thing that I could think of doing is when that actually happens, when it actually starts aiming at the chest rather than the head, what you could do is kind of stop a little bit and then start firing again, and that's the only thing that seems to kind of fix that. And yeah, that's basically it. Now, I think this is like a must-have weapon for all people. Like, this is really good. It has, you know, good crit chance, good crit damage. For some reason, both of these crit guns have like amazing crit chance and amazing crit damage. You know, even at like a primary, like this is like a primary. Think of like building like a Vermisplicer secondary with like those prime target cracker mods. You're gonna have like insane more crit basically, and then you could put the status mods in there and make like a hybrid build that's gonna be probably more better. But I just didn't really want to build a secondary because I already have a secondary spore laser, so I just didn't really want to do that. So yeah, that's the Vermisplicer. I think this is a really good weapon. I think you should give it a try if you can get your hands on it, and it's actually pretty easy to build. So yeah, that's it.